Last week, I started series or session number 1, and we're doing renovation timeline from start to finish. So session number 1, it's going to be in 8 weeks, or it is an 8-week series. Last week, I talked about setting the path for goal-crushing results, like getting ready, getting started, starting out small, understanding your personal risk tolerance, the amount of money that you have, how to establish all of that. So if you haven't watched that video, go back and watch that video. It'll be on YouTube and also in the Mums and Dads group. And then today, I'm talking about Dominate project success with an Ironclad budget, which is basically all about setting a budget and sticking to it, and how you can really be sure that you are sticking to a budget and that you are setting a decent budget. So the first stage of doing that is to thoroughly investigate and plan, and really do a really thorough initial plan, like your initial plan. So map out your renovation, like what it looks like, a comprehensive plan. It outlines every aspect of the project, which includes defining the scope, selecting all of your materials, estimating your labor costs, like just absolutely everything. Lay out your plan, just even if you just throw it all on a page, just to have it there. And try and look and make sure that you haven't forgotten anything. If you're inside my paid membership, we've got all of this mapped out for you. But if you're doing it on your own, do your best to come up with a budget. And that starts by your initial plan, understanding the type of renovation that you're going to be undertaking and understanding the changes that you need to make to the property, and really trying to work out how much that costs. So that's number 2, actually, is accurate cost estimations. Very, very tricky if you've never renovated before. There are some calculators, we have one, that you can actually work out what your renovation is likely to cost you. And it's so important that you work out what your renovation is likely to cost you before you start your project. Not in the middle or at the end or even after you've bought the property, but before you start, right? So you've got to research and gather all of the cost estimates for materials, labor, permits, any other expenses that come with renovating. If you overestimate too much, it'll throw you into a state of fear. If you underestimate too much, that can be worrisome, because you can be like charging through your renovation thinking that you've got it covered. And if you underestimate all of your expenses, you're going to have a budget blowout. So just strive to be accurate. And to be honest, guys, if you're ever worried about what the market is doing, like if you're ever thinking about, whether the market, there are a lot of buyers or your property might sit there for a little while, it is the time to be precise. If ever your fear is high, you must be precise when you do your estimates. A contingency fund. Always make sure that you have a certain percentage tucked away for a rainy day, or to uncover something that you might not think is there. When I do my renovation, there's a chimney upstairs, and the builder and I have stood there and looked at it. We've looked from the roof, we've looked underneath, we've tried to look right up from, it goes for about 3 stories. So I'm trying to look through this massive chimney. We're trying to discover what's there. There's water coming in somewhere. We don't know where that's coming from. So we're just trying to work out what's going to happen with that chimney. We actually won't know until we're there, until we start to pull it apart. Once we start to get to that section of the house and we pull it apart, we'll know what to do. We'll know how much it costs to repair. So in those kinds of cases, your contingency is really important. We've set a budget for that, but that budget might be quite a bit out, just because with the nature of a renovation, sometimes you don't unravel things and uncover things until you're in it. And then it's a bit hard to get out of it once you've started to unravel. Tracking your budget. Like, you just have to have a plan to track your budget, and tracking your budget must also be detailed. So whether it be, if you're a bookkeeper, as in when I say book, write things down, you've got your notepad and your little invoices all filed away, that's fine. I don't mind. If you're online and you want to run it off a sheet like we have to run these things off, even better, right? Because it's all there online and you don't have paperwork everywhere. But I don't care what it is, but you have to track every stage of your renovation. You really do have to keep on top of it. Even if you come home at night time and you're tired, or the tradie's tired, paperwork is part of this. Doing really good, clean paperwork and being organised and staying on top of it is part of it. If you've ever watched those shows on TV, you see the couples who come up unstuck in the first instance. The ones who become unstuck early are the ones who they just forget the paperwork, or it's all a bit of a mess, or they don't check in with their budget. Like, they're the ones who just come apart. So it is vital. And a progress review, whether you're happy with the way things are going, whether you think you need to be upping the ante on the spend, whether you've pulled it back too much, whether you're happy with the look you're producing, like, are there any aspects of the renovation that are really going to push the integrity of the budget? You just really, those regular progress reviews, they're just crucial. They're just crucial. So thank you guys for watching me. Hi, Patricia. Hi, Diana. Thanks for watching me, guys. And I know that a lot of you watch this on YouTube. The truth is that setting a budget, a really precise, clean, clear budget, and sticking to it, it's necessary. I find that a lot of people are quite prepared to stray from their budget, and they'll justify it any way they like. But if you're in the game of renovating for profit, then a budget is a budget. You can always find product to fit inside that budget. You can always pull it back somewhere down the track if you're spending a little bit more than you thought up front. It is all about being fiscally responsible. Fiscally, just knowing the numbers and sticking to them. You really have to be tough on yourself and try and pull the emotion out of your renovation, and do it with a business-like head, and then you'll stay on track. Hi, Sandra. Thanks for joining me. If any of you are interested in taking your renovation skills to the next level, and you'd like to work with me on a more intimate basis or a more personal level, reach out, guys. Send me a private message in the group and I can make that happen. Cheerio. Bye.